Do you think if you just saw people pour themselves drinks that you could tell who's an alcoholic and who's not? Like if someone in the morning was like, I just need a little hair of the dog,
Oh
and
yeah.
they make a
Oh yeah.
Scrooge, and they make like mostly orange juice and like a splash of vodka, and then another guy that's like filling up a venti vodka with a splash of orange juice. Can you tell,
Oh yeah.
which one is which?
Yeah. Because the funniest part is the alcoholic will make a screwdriver, but will have a separate cup or something on the side that you're not really paying attention to. That's just pure alcohol. And
Mm,
that's the messed up part. Like alcoholics, I always tell people, you want to know if you're an alcoholic is if you have to justify drinking. Because you already know
mm,
that you're drinking too much. You know, there's some part of you subconsciously that knows that this isn't right. There's a problem here. And you have to
yeah.
tell people, you have to make it known, like, oh, today was a hard day, or today was this, and this is why I'm doing it. And dude, I've known people that were like alcoholics that would like empty out like gum containers and shit like that, and literally pour straight vodka in that, and they'll be drinking orange juice or whatever, maybe a Bloody Mary, but they'll be taking shots out of this, and nobody else knows that it's shots because you got to be secretive. You can't let anyone know, and as soon as you're hiding it from people, there's a fucking issue.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I went through a phase when I was in college. I'm 30 now, so this is like 8, maybe 9 years ago, where half of my baseball team was prescribed Adderall, and every guy had extra Adderall. So I was always like, "Yeah, I'll fucking take a 20 milligram for tonight. I'll chop it up." Started blowing lines of Adderall. There's a phase where I was just doing it like every weekend, and then it got to one point where I was like doing it in secret, and I realized I was trying to hide it from guys because I thought like for them it would be a little bit too much. Like we just did Adderall and I wanted more Adderall. It's like, all right, I'm gonna, pretend I
Uh-huh.
left something in the locker room and go chop it up in the bathroom. And I was like, this is probably like at the time I wasn't thinking obviously this coherently because I was also drunk too, and Adderall
Uh-huh.
and alcohol were, to me made me feel like a superhuman. That with weed,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is the best drug combination. But like in that period, there was the next day where I woke up and I was like, yeah, I was kind of hiding it. I've never hid drugs before. This might turn into a bit of a problem, and that was the first. Uh, I don't even want to call it addiction because that's belittling addiction, but like a wake up call where I was like, yeah, drugs can start to have more control over you than you have control over them. Like it's no longer a tool. It starts to turn into like a meaning, like something that you need.
And no, and it does, and that's the scariest thing about it, of how we kind of justify things. Of like I would drink shooters, so I would drink 99 bananas. That's how I'd start my morning off. But I would microdose because I'd only get the little shooter bottle. So I'm not
Yeah,
really,
I've
but I'm.
never heard anyone microdose alcohol.
Oh yeah, that was my whole
I'm
thing.
just gonna take a little
Yeah,
tab this morning.
yeah, just a little bit. And I'd get
Uh,
these, and it was funny because it started off literally like on my way to work. I'd stop and I'd get like two shooters. And alcoholics don't drink for taste; we drink for percentage.
mm,
So I don't care how something tastes. I'm not drinking for enjoyment. I want to know what's going to fuck me up the quickest, or what has the
yeah,
highest alcohol content for the cheapest price.
mm,
And so I'd get two shooters, and then it just slowly increased to the point I was buying. So there's a 7-Eleven by our house, convenience store, and they sold liquor in California. And they would stock 99 banana cases. So there's 12 shooters in a case for me because I knew them
yeah,
all because I was in there every single morning. I would buy a case, and finally, it never dawned on me that case is the same as a fifth. And
mm.
I would drink that before work, but my mindset was, oh, they're just these little bottles. Didn't realize I was slamming a fifth of fucking 99 cheap ass vodka on the way to work.
Yeah, it's like when you open a Pringles can, you're like, oh, each one is just a tiny little chip,
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden you finish the can, you're like, holy fuck, like I did
yeah.
not see that coming.
You're looking at the serving size and you're like, oh shit.